Hello.
Oh,
Hi, Julio Cesar.
it's
How are
Julio.
you? Julio. Okay,
Yes.
Julio. Sorry.
And
I was
your name?
giving it. My name's Josiah.
Joseph.
Yeah, that's good. Nice to meet you. So,
Nice to
where
meet
are you from, please, Julio?
Brazil.
Where in Brazil? What state?
Alagoas.
Alagoas. Where's that? I've never heard of that state before.
It's northeast.
Okay, in the northeast. That's so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's nice to meet you. Was looking at your name, Julio
Yeah.
Cesar, and it was making me think of like Julius Caesar. So I'm guessing, is that like the Brazilian version of the name, like the Roman emperor, was
Yes.
he? Or yeah, that is so cool. A cool name. Yeah. So
It's
thank you for. Oh,
this
sorry.
the sound of Spanish. It's Julio.
Yeah. Okay. So I was giving you the. Yeah,
It's different. The
that's
sound.
good. So yeah, with the Portuguese Julio. That's
Yes.
cool. I must say, I love Portuguese names. So even
Good.
my name, I prefer, well, I really like my name in Portuguese. So
Yes.
it's yeah, it's a biblical name. So I think my name is Josias in
Jesus.
Portuguese. Yeah,
Yes.
so
Yes.
whenever I used to visit Portugal when I was younger, I would always go around saying my name is Josias. Yeah,
Yes. Yes.
that's cool.
It's better.
So
Sound better. No.
what was that? Sorry.
Sounds better.
Yeah, I really do. I think Portuguese names, it really does give it a nice taste. So I like Portuguese names. I like Spanish names as well. So I
Do you
think
speak full?
I could speak a few words before. So I'm 28 now. When I was 21, I started learning.
Okay.
But I never really had the time to devote to learn properly. I was planning to go to a language school, but because of work and I was working my work hours, because I was working for my dad, sometimes I would finish at 6 o'clock, other times at 9 o'clock, and the school started at 8 o'clock. I couldn't guarantee that I would always be there, so I couldn't sign up. So
Uh,
that was a shame, but I did really want to learn when I was younger, with the main goal of visiting Brazil in the future, because I love Brazilian everything about Brazil that I know.
Brazil
Yeah.
is good.
Yeah. So I really loved everything from like the Brazilian national football team to what I knew about like samba and all of these different things, the culture, the
The
food when I was in Portugal. Yes, I love football.
the football.
So the first
You
World Cup, sorry.
you can finish.
I was going to say the first World Cup I can remember is 2002, when Brazil won the World Cup
Yes.
in Korea and Japan. So
Uh,
I can remember Ronaldinho's free kick against England. I remember Ronaldo, Rivaldo, Roberto Carlos,
it's amazing.
Cafu. Yeah, it was like that's the best football team I can probably
Yes.
remember.
Yes.
Yeah, so I fell in love with Brazilian football from then, and ever since, Brazil has always been my second team.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you live in Southampton,
So I'm from Birmingham, but right
Birmingham,
now I'm living in the Philippines.
Philippines. Oh,
Yeah. So yeah. So are you familiar with Birmingham?
no, no, no.
Okay. We
I
not many people know my city. So the
I
crazy
just
thing. Oh,
know
sorry.
London.
Yeah.
London is it's really famous, right?
Yes.
London, Manchester.
Yeah. The crazy thing about it is Birmingham, we are actually the second biggest city in England. So
Really?
we're bigger than Manchester, Liverpool. So it's London, then my city, Birmingham. So, but because we're not really a famous city in that sense, we don't
Why?
have. So I'm not sure. So we don't have a good football team. So a lot of people
Okay.
will know Manchester because of football, Liverpool because of football, or the Beatles.
Yes,
London
yes.
is where everybody visits and it's the capital. Manchester has a better airport that flies to more places than my city. So my city, people know it from things like Peaky Blinders, a Netflix program.
Yes.
So that was set in my city. Or we were important during like the Industrial Revolution, but apart from that, yeah, nobody. What was that? Sorry.
It started in Birmingham.
So,
the Industrial Revolution.
So a lot of the factories were in my city and in the neighboring towns just outside my city. So we played a very important role during that industrial revolution. But it's not really, if you were to visit my city, they're improving it now. So over the past 3 or 4 years, they've put a lot of investment and a lot of money into it. But before that, it never really had anything worth visiting in my city, unfortunately. Like, it hurts me to say it. But
it's a tourist city?
Not really. So you would find a lot more tourists. It seems like a lot more tourists would visit Manchester than my city. We're a very multicultural city, but a lot of the nationalities that we had in my city are normally from British colonies. So my parents were from Jamaica. We had a lot of Caribbeans, we had a lot of Indians, Pakistanis, and countries like that that were part of the British Empire. We also have, studying there, we have a lot of China. We have a famous, like, not famous, but popular universities. Popular among Chinese and Nigerian students. And you have like loads of different, when you have your communities, a lot of ones, but we don't really have a big Brazilian community. We don't have a big Latin American community. We have a lot of Europeans, but the Brazilians are mainly in London, a lot more, and the Portuguese are mainly in London and Manchester. We're starting to build our Portuguese community now, so more Portuguese speakers are coming to my city. But yeah, it's not when I go to, say for example, during the 2014 World Cup, if Brazil beat Germany, me and my friends were planning to go to London to the Brazilian community, and we were going to watch the final in a Brazilian like bar with like loads of Brazilian fans. That was our plan, but unfortunately Germany happened. But yeah, it's like, so in my city we don't have that community, so I would have to travel 2 or 3 hours to London to see that.
Why you moved to Philippines?
So I decided that I was going to leave England. I never really enjoyed life in England that much. So I think my personality is different from what your average person is like in the UK. So I decided to be able to enjoy my life to a much higher extent. Asia was a place which I'd really enjoy. I thought about South America as well, but Asia was the place I picked in the end for a couple of different reasons. And then after I was in Asia, I met my wife from the Philippines, so it became the Philippines, in particular what I ended up moving to.
You married?
Yeah, so we got married in November, so 6 months ago.
With a Philippine?
Yeah, so she's from the Philippines. So now we're living on, she's from a small island, so we're living on that small island together now.
Do you have planned to back to UK or no?
So I don't plan to return. So I will return because all my family are living back home in England. I will return to visit my family, but I don't plan on returning to live back in the UK. Yeah, I think a lot of...
Why?
Yeah, so specifically, there's quite a few reasons. So one is the weather. I hate the weather in England. It is so cold. I can't take cold weather. So that's one reason. Second reason is because the UK is so cold during the winter months, everybody walks around looking really depressed with they never smile, things like that. I am a person, I like to smile and things like that. So it's not really, I don't really like that aspect of it. We're happy during the summertime, but during the wintertime, nobody wants to smile or anything like that. Another thing is in the UK, we keep ourselves to ourselves. We don't really talk to people that we don't know. Whereas here, people are more expressive, more open to talking to strangers and things like that. If it's just hello, like in the UK, sometimes I'll walk down the street, I'll say good morning. The person does not even want to reply. And then like sometimes you'll get a little grunt from ones where like, or other times you'll have ones where they'll say good morning and be happy. But you do get a lot of people that just ignore you and walk past. And then
Why? It's cultural. The people is
it's
just don't talk. Why?
so I would say it's probably the newer, like in the past, people would have always said good morning and things like that. So it's not even to say that it's cultural, but I'd say it's probably the new culture which is coming, like, yeah, probably over the past 20 years or 30 years, which is starting to set in. Then there's yeah, the Philippines, I like it as well because it's the cost of living is a lot lower than the UK. And then there would be like a long list of reasons as to why I would pick here. The UK does have positive points over the Philippines, but those positive points I don't really care about as much. They're not as important as the positive here because in the UK, it's a very good country to make good money if you wanted to and things like that. But after working for 11 years in the UK, I've realized that I prefer to, yeah, not necessarily make loads of money now, but rather enjoy, have a nicer standard of living for what I would say is a good standard of living for myself. And then, yeah, not focus on the financial parts. As long as if here I can work part time, make what I need to make, and then enjoy the rest of my life.
But Philippines is a good country to live.
Yeah, so it's really good. So I'm on a small island. So
It's
I'm on,
peaceful.
yeah, so island is called that I'm on is called Bohol. And it's like just over 1 million people. It's
1 million.
yeah. So I think about 1.3 or 1.4 million. It's got a few tourist attractions on this island. So over 1 million tourists visit here every year before COVID. So it's the people, they're very nice. They love to talk to ones from different countries, and yeah, and people are respectful as well. And I like the food here. I'm living at the moment about 100 meters or so from the sea, so I'm with my in-laws, my wife's family, but then we're currently building our own house 5 minutes away from here, so that will be ready in probably about a month or two, and then we'll be
Okay.
moving there. And it's like, yeah, it's just nice where we're going to be. We're literally surrounded by trees, coconut trees, banana trees, loads of different things like this. You got the sea there if you want fresh fish.
It's
Yeah, we'll have
close
our,
to the beach.
yeah. So, well, this beach, it's not the beach that you would think of like with your sand. It's more of a rocky sort of. So this part, you can travel 15 minutes and be at nice beaches for with sand, but this part here, it's mainly for fishing. So people, they'll go fishing, they'll catch loads of different varieties, crabs, octopus, squid, loads of different fishes, and yeah, so it's a really cool place.
It's a really cool place.
Yeah. But what I do, we've got about 25 seconds left. Thank you so much, Julio, for calling. It's been really
Okay.
nice to meet you. And
Nice to meet you
please
too.
make a reservation again and we'll be able to have another conversation or study material,
Okay.
whatever you will prefer. And yeah, we'll do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bye bye.
Obrigado and boa noite.
Boa noite. Bye.
Okay, thank you. Bye.